Hi everyone. Let me know if you can hear me. Oh, I can hear me. Let me sort that out. I always do this. Okay. Fingers crossed you can hear me too. So nice to see so many of you in the chat to celebrate Sketchbook Joy. It's got a bit of glare because of the foil on the front, but it's so nice to see so many of you. Hi Sandy, Mary, Kaylee from Pennsylvania. Haven't looked inside your book. Oh, you've got it. That's exciting. Galaxy Girl, Sabine, Carmen, Kristin, Canna, Christiane, Simone. Oh, fingers crossed your book will arrive soon. Hi Jane. Just arrived in time for the stream. That's perfect. Hi Cindy, Kristin. Kristen's still waiting too. Hi Fen, La Mancha from Germany, Robin, Eve, Sandra from Sweden. Sound is fine now. Oh, perfect. Thanks, Kristin. Thank you, Christiane. Hi Jodie. Hi Michelle, Alex, Michelle Caroline from Brazil. Fen's from Sweden. Uli, Denise, Nina from Spain. Oh, it's so amazing. I always get amazed that we're from all over the world, but it's so cool how we come together and can draw. I know some of us, it is a time that obviously doesn't work. Sadly, there isn't just one time that I would love there to be a time that we could all do. But maybe some of you are watching on replay, in which case say hello in the comments when you're watching this. Bloomgrow Locks, your first live. Hello, lovely to see you. Lorraine from Massachusetts. Angela in the UK just arrived 10 minutes ago. Amazing. Sorry, trying to keep up. Alex is still waiting in Canada. Firefly Light, so happy about the book launch. Can't wait for yours to arrive. Hi Patty, sneaking in during your workday. Love to see it. Thank you, Sketching Sunshine. Eunice, Hannah Marie, Marta from Edinburgh. Hannah Marie's from Denmark. We've got the Netherlands, Washington. Hi Natasha, Paula, Tara, Tabby. Oh my goodness, so many. Justine, Elise. I know that some of you are still waiting very patiently, and it's very, very much appreciated. I know there's been a little bit of delay in some parts of America, but fingers crossed they will reach you soon, and I'm really, really grateful that you have all pre-ordered, and all of your support today has been amazing. It's been a lot of emotions today, and I'm really happy to be able to do this virtual launch party. I'm going to try and get to everyone. I think the chat's calming down now. Hi Caroline. I'm in West Yorkshire, Habes in Utah. Hi Nancy Jane, Claire. Your dinner will be ready any minute. No worries, Fenna. Hi Sonia, Kiki. Hi Carol, Anna and Law. Finally some time to join you. Oh, amazing to see you, Law. And Barb is here as well. So thank you all so much for coming, and for all of your pre-orders and support, and also for taking part in 30 Days of Sketchbook Joy, whether that was to cheer people on or whether you took part and did the prompts yourself. So I've got my sketchbook here ready to fill day 30. We are going to be doing a coastal scene. So I've got obviously the book, which some of you will have in person now, and some of you patiently waiting, but we're going to be doing this coastal landscape. Now this will work in any medium. So if you've got brush pens, if you've got coloured pencils, today I'm going to use gouache as I mentioned in the book. But as I say, you can use acrylics. All of the projects are, and all of the book is basically giving you starting points, but encouraging you to use whatever you have, because that's what I'm all about, is just creating. That's the whole point of art, is finding our joy with it. So we're going to start with the blues. I've got a reference for us all to draw from, so I'm going to get that on screen. As you can see here, this lovely view. I'm pretty sure this is in Cornwall, but I've put a link as well down below in the description box if you want to see the full landscape image, but I've cropped it to square just so that we don't hide everything on my desk. Hi Caddy, hi Onka, Nika, Jay Kelly, oh Janice, hello from Iowa. Pause Creative, Brigitte, hello from France, Sandy, Marmac and Brigitte. 30 days was an amazing experience. Oh, I'm so glad to hear it, Barb. I know some of you won't have been able to do the full 30 days, but as I said in my caption in my reel today, any art is amazing. So pat yourself on the back, and if you plan on doing it, that's awesome. Please do continue using the prompt list, because there really isn't a time limit. So obviously we had the 30 days in the run-up to book launch, but you're welcome to keep popping back and using that as inspiration. Hi Sharmak from Seattle and Mel from Germany. And Nicole, oh, thank you so much. It's so wonderful that some of you have got the book as well today. I know not everyone has, but I can't wait for you all to get it. So we have obviously got 29 days in here, with the most recent one from yesterday being our sparrows. But today, the final one, we are doing this lovely coastal landscape for day 30. Some of you I know will have already done some art today, which is absolutely awesome. If you want to draw along with me, please do. If you want to just watch along and be here to chat, that's totally fine too. Some people like to watch what I do and then create later. So as you know, rules aren't a thing here. We're just creating how we want. I'm going to keep my eye on the chat. There is a slight delay, but I'll do my best as we paint along. So do ask me if you have any questions or anything at all. I'll keep my eye on that. Hi Fabi, Christina, happy release day. Thank you very much. Oh, Sandy, you love your book. That's so nice to hear. Yeah, I really like the sparrows. Thanks, Eve. Hi Keiko. Aloha from Hawaii. Okay, so I'm not going to do a specific timer today. We're just going to see how we go, but probably be live for about an hour. So I'm going to get my gouache ready. I've got my paper palette. And as I say in the book, on step 1, we start with our blue tones. So I've got a couple of blues here. I'm going to do ultramarine and primary cyan. Sharmak is watching at work. Mayu loves, hello. Patty, you need to work on a project, going to listen along. Oh, perfect. I find this is always really nice just to have creative company, which is always what I say on our Patreon, because we do a YouTube live stream like this every month, which is perfect for that. And then we have also got our Zoom session. Hi Seb, lovely to see you. I'm also putting a load of white on my palette. And then a little touch of this other blue, because I'm going to do the sky and then I'll paint in the water. Because we've got that nice turquoise as well, I might add in a different green. Oh, I can't get this one open. Hi Kim, can't wait for your book to arrive. Hi from Rhode Island. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, I can't get that open, I'm going to have to change blues. Let's try this one, cerulean blue. Oh, hi Jennifer. Oh, don't worry, Fen, it's okay. You're not late. I haven't even started yet, so I'm on a go slow. Just sitting in your car on work lunch. Hi, Stephanie. Oh, that's so nice. Chloe from Japan. Lovely to see you. You're waiting for your student grade gouache to arrive. Love watercolour, but struggling with acrylic. I do struggle with acrylic too. I think it's just a totally different texture, but I think if you're used to watercolour, then you'll love the gouache. Jodie's commented the big screen, the big telly to watch from hubby, so he's watching the football on his phone. Well, thank you, Jodie, and thank you for your sacrifice, Jodie's husband. Okay, so I've got my my blues here. I'm just going to grab a green. I'm going to take this brilliant green just so that I can mix up a sort of turquoise colour, but we'll see how we go. Okay. As I said, you can use any mediums that you've got, but we are starting with these colours, mostly because I think it really helps to keep things nice and clean. Now I am just going to mark out a horizon line, and I'm going to extend this to be a full page spread. Obviously we do have just a square, so you can either do a slice of it, or you can extend it like I am. And we can be a little bit interpretive with it as well, so you don't have to do exactly like me, but this is helpful so we can see where we're going to put our blues. And yeah, I'm really not worried about it being accurate. We can use our references as a starting point and go from there. So I want a little bit more sea there and a bit less in the foreground. And then I'll put some wildflowers here. I've gone very, very faint here, so you might not be able to see it, but hopefully when I put on my first layer, it will all come clear. So I'm just going to mix up a really light blue for the sky. I'm using a round brush, And I'm just going to start smushing that on. I'm not worried about it being like a really smooth gradient, and I do use my gouache quite watery, so I want quite a lot of movement in the sky. And we are going pretty loose today because I'm only going to be live for about an hour or so from now. So I always find that having a bit less time does help you loosen up. So you're not as worried about perfection, which is what the book is all about taking away your perfectionism. The book is all about finding your joy and just enjoying the process. So hopefully some of you will be able to get lots of inspiration when it arrives. So I'm just going to darken up. It's usually darker towards the top. Here we go. So very, very simple sky. I'm going to leave it at that, and I'm just going to move down onto the water. Hi Chickadee, so very many congratulations. Thank you so much. You received yours on Tuesday. Wow, nice and early. Daniela from Washington State. Oh, amazing. I know some of you got it really early. Some of you are still waiting, so it's really difficult to know when to announce things as well, because technically the US date was Tuesday, so that was right, and then UK was today, but some people got theirs last week because a bookstore sent them out early. It just seems to be, we'll just celebrate when we get it, and we can all get creative when they arrive. Marmac just got an update, your book is scheduled for delivery today. Yay! KK's still waiting. Hawaii is always a bit slow though. Fingers crossed you won't be waiting too long, KK. Okay, so I'm just going along to get my horizon line in, and then I can work down from there. It doesn't have to be super duper straight. One of the things that I love painting with nature is it's very, very forgiving. So I've gone darkest on the horizon, which again is something I mention on this project in the book. And I'm continuously going back and forth to my palette. So I want it lighter now as we go down. And I'm just going to add it in like this. And I'm continuously mixing up different blues, just to get some variation in the water, and then we'll add on some really lovely lines and marks just to add extra movement later on. So I'm just getting a base down, and as I always say, we can trust the process because it will always look very different by the end, especially once we've added on our details. When we come closer to the land, I'm going to add in a bit more turquoise. But I'm just trying to get a base layer, base colour down that we can then work on top of with coloured pencils and near colours, which will also help add texture. You definitely need that. A perfectionism-induced art block is very common. Yeah, and same for me, because I used to be a very realistic painter. And when I started to embrace timers and daily art and creating in Sketchbook, it really, really helped me. So I try to put a lot of that in the book and a lot of encouragement, and hopefully it's very, it's definitely not about you have to do it this way. It's very much encouraging you to find your own style, just with a lot of pointers and ideas and inspiration. Robin in Washington State, and mine is out for delivery. Oh, exciting. That should be, it should be on time. Sandy, everyone should hit the thumbs up button so it gets lots of attention. Thank you, Sandy. You can be my PR. Right, so here it's getting a little bit, I can't quite see my lines, but it, again, doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to go over it as well. When we come in with our darker brown, it really doesn't have to be perfect. And what I really like as well is how different we all take these references. So if yours looks totally different from mine, that's always a good thing. So I'm just going to start mixing in a bit of this turquoise, and I'm just going to start adding that as we get closer in these small like pool bits where they're a little bit more cut off, and it can feel a little bit more tropical. I'm not going super thick with my gouache, mostly because that's generally not how I use it. I do use it quite watery, but it also means that it doesn't take as long to dry, which is helpful for live streams, and also helpful for me because I'm quite an impatient artist. I just want to get going and I want to get creating, and that's my biggest learning curve with watercolour, is having to be patient and wait for it to dry. I don't know if anyone else is like that, but I think that's my biggest thing, is yeah, learning to be patient. With mixed media, I'm used to just throwing everything on. Even if it's wet, I can get some really nice techniques. So I'm definitely learning a lot with my watercolour journey already. Oh, thank you, Rena. Book's running late, but you're a bit under the weather. I'm sorry to hear. I hope you feel better. From Michigan. You just received your primary gouache palette. Just so grateful you're demonstrating how to work with gouache. You've done acrylics long ago and watercolour recently. Oh, amazing. Yeah, there's a lot of videos on my channel for gouache because it's definitely my comfort zone medium, I'd say. Okay, so I'm not really looking at the reference at this point. I'm kind of just going based on my lines. So I can see a really big difference. So I'm just going to bring some turquoise up a little bit. And maybe a bit of blue down. So we're just mixing, again, you can see my little colours down here. So just mixing that up because I want this to look quite energetic in the sea and I don't want it to be a super flat colour. Okay. Patty, you've had a lot of trouble getting to your art due to blocks, anxiety and feeling like I'm not good enough. Yeah, I'm so sorry to hear that, Patty. I think it's really normal for us as artists to feel the fear, and it can be really, really tricky to push past that, because it's like, you know, it will help your mental health, but it's the last thing you want to do, even though I find that creating in my sketchbook is such a nice escape, and yet every time my brain tries to tell me that, no, you don't want to do that, when actually if I push through, I always feel better. And hopefully, like with challenges and things, it helps encourage you to create and push past those thoughts. Christina, your best ever tool is your heat gun. Yes, I did invest in a hairdryer, which has definitely helped. Especially for like acrylics and jelly plate printing. Right, so I'm going to leave it there. Again, we are going to trust the process. It might look a hot mess right now. It won't forever, I promise. Hello, Chris. That's my brother in the chat. You can ignore everything he says. May you always have a hairdryer near to dry your watercolour fast. Yes, I think I just need to start embracing the hairdryer more. Hi, Lauren. Congrats on the book. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, I'm glad that yours has arrived. Hi, Teresa. Hi, Sarah. Thank you so much. Barb's working in watercolour, so loading. Do I have a favourite brand of gouache? Sandy, I like to use the Winsor & Newton Designer's Gouache or the De La Rowney Designer's Gouache. I really don't have a preference. I've got more of the Winsor & Newton just because that's usually on sale more. But both of these I use and I mix them interchangeably, but that would be my preference. Hi, Stephen. Literally received your copy of the book from Amazon. First impressions are stunning. Oh, thank you, Stephen. So nice to see you on the chat. Hi, Beth. Thank you. Happy book launch day. Yay. Hi, Sarah. Good morning from New Zealand. Oh, I think it's super early for you. Hello. Slightly smaller but nice and chubby. Yes, Caroline. I really like that format too. It feels like a friendly format, if you know what I mean. I'm just going to get some, I'm going to work on the coast next, so the cliffs. So we're moving on to this step. So I'm going to rinse my brush and then I'm going to put some, what have we got here? We've got burnt umber, we've got some raw sienna and also some Naples yellow. So I'm going to put that on my palette next. So just down here. And I'm also going to put quite a lot of the burnt umber on because I'm lightening up these cliffs. I'm not going super accurate. So again, using a bit of my artistic license here. My brown is getting well loved. Just pop a bit of that down there. Chris, your book finally arrived. Yay! Our Mitch's did as well, but our Amazon deliveries come really, really late. So I think it arrived about 10 minutes ago. Obviously, he did have access to another copy, but he did buy it on Amazon, which was very nice. Hi, Sophie from Denmark. This has been a really great experience. Thanks for taking... Oh, I'm really glad that you enjoyed it. Love a bit of sibling banter. Yeah, I get that from my brother the most. Lisa, wasn't able to pre-order your book at the local bookstore before, but you just did manage to order it. Oh, yay! Oh, thank you so much, Lisa. Always good to know that people are supporting their locals as well. Chris's was 5 minutes ago. Megan's opening it now. Oh, you have to let me know what you think. And don't forget that I will read your comment out on stream. Okay, so I'm just going to start mixing up. Again, I'm going to keep coming back and forth to my palette to really vary it. Now these colours are quite different to what is quite dark on the reference. But again, I'm just going to use it as my base. And we're going to try and be nice and textured with our marks. So I'm just sort of dabbing it on just to try and create some more of this rocky texture without actually having to do much at all. So you can really utilise your brush to make the most of that. Oh, Laura, your Amazon delivery is delayed, not sure when it will get delivered. I honestly don't really know what's going on with some of the deliveries, but I know that the demand has been a lot higher than they expected, which is amazing news. And yeah, really, really happy about that. But I know that it does mean some of you have to wait a little bit longer. So thank you for being so amazing with ordering. But it does mean that sometimes some of you might have to wait. But thank you so much for your support and also your patience. I wish I could control it and get it all to you instantly. But if I could have done that, I would have made you get it all like last September when I finished it and not made you wait. But alas, that's not how the book industry works. So this has definitely been a test of patience for me because I just wanted to announce it immediately and send it all immediately. But we're finally here and I can finally, hopefully you won't have to wait too long for your books. Okay, so you can see here how I'm really using my brush for some of these textures. And we will go on top of this as well with coloured pencils and Neocolours as well. I've ignored the rock behind here, so I'm just going to put this one in here. Hi Jessica, congratulations, thank you very much. You have to wait for it a bit longer in the Netherlands, not there yet, but you pre-ordered Amazon. Fingers crossed. I don't know how many people in Europe have got those yet. I know the UK is today. Fingers crossed it won't be too long. Okay, so I think I'm happy with how these are looking. And then we've got this like big rock here, which I'm gonna suggest a little bit. But I also want to really go creative with my greens. I want to add quite a lot of greens in there. So I'm just going to make it up a little bit here. Because we are not about perfectionism. And then over here. So I'm trying to make this feel quite organic. And I jump around quite a lot. And I find that helps. Because I'm not focusing on one bit and I'm not getting bogged down on trying to make that bit perfect, so that's why I jump around, especially with the colours that I'm using. So I'm focusing on the different colour areas just to try and keep things nice and clean. Okay, I think that's about it. Now I do want to put in a little beach here. Oops, my thing had stopped. Hopefully I'm still here. I can't see me, but hopefully. Okay, I can see my hand waving about. I panicked then that I'd lost you all, but I think I'm still here. Keiko, you missed that where the reference photo was taken. It's gorgeous landscape. This is from Pexels. I'm pretty sure it's in Cornwall. I've put a link down below in the description. so you can see it bigger as well. So it might say the location on there. Sadly I didn't take this. I need to go to Cornwall more often because I would love to do some plein air views like this. Now because this is gouache, I can go on top like this, just to add in this little beachy area with my Naples yellow. Hi Laura, your book arrived here as well in Quebec. Oh, amazing! I already said on Instagram, but I'll say it here as well. I love the book. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And if anyone would like to leave a review, please do. I know it really helps. So please do leave a lovely review if you have enjoyed the book. Once you had a nice read, and yeah, please do leave a review. I know that really helps. And it's so nice to read your messages anyway, so I really appreciate it. Just going to add in a few more rocks. Just smaller ones. So I generally work from big to small in terms of my brush strokes. Let's just suggest some rocks here. Oh, I don't know if I like that, but we'll see what we can do. If you don't like something, don't worry. One, it's only paint, and two, it's not the finished painting. We've still got a long way to go. So I'm just going to rinse my brush again, and then we can move on to the greens. Oh, thank you, Keiko. Scenic view of Kynance Cove in Cornwall. Yeah. I knew that this beauty would probably be down there because I really love Cornwall and I would love to go painting there. Hi, Judy. I'm so happy for you and all of us who share your love of layers, colour, and thank you so much, Judy. Lovely to see you in the chat. Teresa, your scheduled delivery date is Friday the 14th. Oh, I hope so. Let's hope that it arrives then. I can't wait to hear what you think. Oh, thank you, Kana. Kana also said Kynance Cove. The book size is perfect. Thanks, Jodie, for a sketchbook. Hint, hint. Royal Talons and Pith. That would be a perfect size, yeah, for a sketchbook. If any art brands are watching, I would love to create a sketchbook with you. I already know what size we want. I already know what kind of paper I want. Let's manifest it. Okay, so I'm just putting down my favourite green on my palette, which is Oxide of Chromium. I'm also putting down some Linden Green, which looks yellow on camera, but that's just my colour balance. It's definitely a bright green. Sometimes my greens go very yellow on camera, which is annoying, but that's why I always put pictures up on Instagram to show you the real colours. And then I've also got Cadmium Yellow Hue, which again I'm mixing all together just to create lots of variation. So we'll start with our lightest shade of green and apply it all over, and then we'll start darkening it up. I'm sticking with the same water I've got, and I can also add in a bit of the blue, but because we started with our blue, I'm not worried about things getting dirty because I've done the clean areas already. Oh, look how yellow that looks. I promise in person it looks more green, but again I'm going to try and get lots of texture. It's actually looking really yellow. I'm just going to see if I can change it. See if I can change the colour balance a little bit. It might go... Is it doing anything at all? No. Okay, I think I'm changing the wrong thing. Let's try again. Okay. Okay, that goes the wrong way. We're just gonna troubleshoot on stream here, live. Okay, that's a bit too far, isn't it? I think that's a bit more accurate. Let's go with that. That's definitely more green. It's not as yellow. Hi Kerry, Etcher had half price sketchbooks this week. Oh, did they? I forgot to say they were half price on Jackson's, the Etcher Everyday sketchbooks. I have just bought some sketchbooks, and I feel like I should now be on a sketchbook buying ban. I bought well, I'm going to do a haul soon, but I did buy a Hannah Muller one, so I'm excited to try that. Christine, you pre-ordered your book in Germany and the independent store will get it later. Hope for it to arrive sooner than the planned 10 days. Oh, fingers crossed. Hopefully it does come sooner. I always find that estimates can be totally different, so who knows, but hopefully you won't have to wait too long. Right, so I'm just putting down a base green basically, and then I'll go on top with slightly darker colours. So you can see here how I'm really going quite loose and wild, and I will go on top, but at the moment I just want a base. Oh, you love Hanamuna, that's good to know, Keiko. I know I got lots of recommendations for it in my watercolour video, so I thought that would be a good place to start. Hi Nicole, couldn't do the challenge but you want to do it. Love seeing you go through it as well as the participant sketchbook. It's so inspiring seeing everybody's versions, so I really recommend looking on the tagged photos. But yeah, if you're just coming to it now, don't worry, feel free to carry on and start it now, or just do a few of the prompts, whatever works. Yeah, feel free to just jump in now. It doesn't really matter that it's officially ended. I'm just gonna, so I'm coming in now. I don't love this cliff, so let's darken that up. I don't know if this quite makes sense what's going on here, so I might have to come fix that later, but I'm trying to use my brush to create lots of different textures. We've got some foreground grasses here. This is looking messy, but as I say, we'll trust the process. It's always amazing how much like one little detail can make a difference, and we're not even at the details layers yet, so we're going to keep the faith. And even if it doesn't turn out as I want in my head, I'm having a great time, and that's what it's all about. So that's what I would focus on. It's just enjoying the process. I'm having a good time just hanging out with you and chatting with you all. So it doesn't really matter if this goes right or goes well. I definitely tip this to be a bit more yellow, but like the colour balance, but I think you can see it a little bit better. Good evening, Smeesby Art. Robin, you bought a few from Jackson's, but probably before the sale. Your first extra, and they are beautiful. Definitely worth. I really like the extra paintbrushes that I'm using here. I have tried one of their perfect sketchbooks, but I was a little bit intimidated by it because of the price. And I won that one in a giveaway years and years ago, and I was still intimidated to use it. Hi. Oh, question. I'll get to you in a sec, Marmac. I'm just going to go down and try and do them in order. Glad you're not the only one who needs to ban yourself from buying more sketchbooks. That's a very serious addiction. Buying art supplies, using art supplies, totally different hobbies. It's just like when you buy books and read books. This is what I have learned. Okay, what was the yellow-green colour I used? It was linden green. That's more accurate to what you can see here on camera now. My camera isn't super focused, but it's called linden green. Hopefully you can see that okay. Otherwise I can type it out for you. Okay, let's try and add in a bit more texture. I do go quite scruffy. As you can see, we're not going neat here. How are we doing for time? 18:34, okay. So I'm just going to try and follow this. I like it to have quite a lot of energy, which I think this does have. Maybe it's a little bit wild energy because I'm so hyped up about this being my book launch. Maybe that's coming through. A little bit wild. Let's see. So I do want to add in quite a lot of flowers here. So we've got that lovely purple. Now this is starting to look quite different from the reference, which is totally fine by me. I'm not worried about it being perfect. I'm just going to see if I can add on maybe a bit of rocks here would make more sense. So if you don't like something, you can just paint over it. We'll have to wait for that bit to dry a bit more now, but yeah, nothing has to be set in stone. And that's the beauty of sketchbooks. You can either turn the page and we'll create again tomorrow, or you can paint over it. or what I did earlier in the challenge was taped in some paper over the top as well. Don't know if I said already, but which one is your sketchbook like the brand? Oh yeah, I haven't mentioned it. This is the Royal Talens Art Creation Sketchbooks. It's 13 by 21 centimeters. It's a really nice size, and it does take quite a lot of mediums except for watercolor. I would say it struggles a bit with that. But yeah, I use that for most of my mixed media work. Definitely like my go-to sketchbook. I highly recommend them. Angela, I hope you're going out to celebrate this weekend. On Saturday, I'm going to go to Waterstones, which is a bookshop here in the UK, to find my book on the shelves because I'm really excited about that. But Mitch and I are going away next weekend, which isn't really for me. It's that I've actually booked it for Mitch's birthday, but I'm going to use it as a treat for me just to switch off and like take some time away from my phone, because my screen time has been high, so that'll be really nice. Oh, hi Sheila. So much for your promise to yourself to not buy any more art books. Ordered my new book today. Oh, thank you so much, Sheila. I appreciate you going against your book buying ban. I do appreciate it a lot. Jane, you've gone with watercolour, so now you have to get out the heat gun. Always good if you've got one to hand, Jane. I know that I would be right there with you. Okay, so there's our base. So it's looking okay. I think it just needs a bit of something. So what I'm going to do next is actually, instead of moving on to the pencils, I'm going to start putting in some of these flowers in the front. I do have this marker, which could work, but because it's still a bit wet and I'm getting paint everywhere, I'm going to actually mix up a lilac just with my gouache because I know that will go on top. Angela, you tried 4 different sketchbooks when you were on holiday. Did you find a good one? I would be the same because I'd never pack light. And I have so many sketchbooks to choose from. So I'm just going to mix up this lilac with the white I've got on my palette. I'm going to mix it in with a bit of blue as well, just to try and make it a nice pastel-y, almost a cornflower blue, but a bit more purple, I think. Tips on how to deal with a dried out gouache tube. You have about a third left in your tube, regular gouache. This happens to me all the time, Keiko, and what I do is, if it's like proper, if I really can't squeeze it out, then I cut it open with a scalpel, and then I can get to it and I put it into a separate palette, and then I can still reactivate it. It's just not quite as opaque as obviously pure gouache that hasn't dried out, but it does stop it from being wasted. So if you can use a scalpel to cut it out and then use it dry, that would be my best advice. So I'm just putting down some blobs here. If you're not using gouache, you could also use collage. So this is a really nice technique with collage. Just cutting out, like, you could just use a brush pen to colour in some paper and then cut out little circles, which works really, really nicely. I'm a big fan of doing that. So I'm just putting some blobs. This is very simple flowers. Let's see if I just add a few variations in size, but as we go, I want to really fill these cliffs. They're looking a little bit uniform, but if I go smaller with my brush, it will look a little bit more like there's a field of them. Just so that it's more full, so they're like going off in the distance. And maybe this will be a little bit abstract, but let's see how we go. We're still a way off finishing it. Okay, so I like that colour. I'm also going to add in, it's not quite the same colour as they've got, but I think a white would be nice. Maybe I'll add in I don't have any red on my palette, so maybe I'll stick to white. And just add that on, and then we can move on to our pencil layer, which is always fun. Always my favourite part is adding on those details. Okay, yeah, I like how this looks. Often I will try something, and if I like it, I'll continue doing it. If I don't like it, then I won't do it anymore. And that's how I kind of learn from my sketchbooks, is just trying different things, and I can either continue it on that page, or I might take it into like tomorrow's art and try it there. So everything, even if you don't like it, is always a good learning experience. And yeah, nothing has to be perfect first time. Okay, let me just, yes, gouache surgery, exactly like that. Oh, sorry, I've missed a load. Let me catch up. Kerry, one thing you need to purchase a heat gun. Still haven't. I ended up. Yes, I do use my hairdryer. I don't have a heat gun. I just use my hairdryer. Angela, you found a Fabriano with a pretty cover. Oh, I've got that one, I think. I haven't used it yet, but I do have it in my pile. Laura also has a pile of backup sketchbooks, so we're not alone here. You have a used pile, a using pile, and to be used pile. I think that sounds very, very smart. I have a used pile, and then a to be used crate, or using crate, and then a to be used just another pile. So I think I have too many piles really, because they're not quite as organised. You got an art creation sketchbook per my recommendation, and you're so glad you did. Never would have tried it on your own, and it's your favourite sketchbook. Oh good, I'm really happy to hear. What I like about it is that it's very affordable, so I'm not scared to create in it, which is always nice. And it really does handle a lot. I've thrown a lot on these sketchbooks, and it's always done pretty well. So I'm just opening up the sketchbook onto the next one, which is here, where we're adding on our coloured pencils. So we really start to bring this to life here. So I'm going to grab some greens. I'm also going to use a light cobalt blue, if I've got one, somewhere in my little bowl. And I'm just going to start, this is where I add on my scribbles. This is quite a calm sky, but I'm just going to start adding on a bit of texture and suggestion of clouds. Right, I need to be careful where I'm putting my fingers. And I also really enjoy adding on the lines on the sea. So I'm not going to be super detailed here, but you can really see. So I'm going to go around, like where I've got my coastline. I really enjoy using this. Going back and forth, just creating this like really organic line work on top. Hopefully you can see that. I might zoom in for you. So I'm using a slightly darker blue, and like I'll go back on myself, do a little loop. I really love the effect that this gives. And I can go darker as well, so I might go on top with a darker blue, but hopefully you can see how this really adds a really nice movement to the sea. So it's not, obviously the sea doesn't look like this, but it's really nice to just create that extra energy in your spread. I think it's really, really effective. Now as I go back towards the horizon line, I think I might darken it. So I'm just going to grab an ultramarine, and again I'll just go on top. And luckily my gouache is nice and dry. But yeah, having the different blues as well really, really helps, because you're going to have like dark, deeper areas in the sea. But I really like that's a really, really simple way of adding movement into your coastal scenes. Okay, let me catch up. Slice dried gouache with a knife and fill as many watercolour pans as possible. Yep. Oh, that's a good idea, to add water into it and then stir. That's a great shout. Thank you, Tyler. Barb, you're scared with how many sketchbooks you have. We're all in good company here, no worries. Barb, I think we're all in the same boat. So yeah, no judgment here. I know that I'm just going to use the turquoise one here. That one's a bit light, so let's try this one. What's my... oh, sorry, I missed one. Angela, any slight difficulty is the sketchbook spine if you are drawing across pages. Yes, that's true, but yeah, it's not lay flat. I think the piths are really nice and lay flat, but they're a bit inconsistency with the paper, and I'm not a fan of the spiral either because of that big gap in the middle. I'm still, like, I don't think I'll ever find my perfect sketchbook, but we can always try, can't we? We'll just have to try them all. Kerry Gold, okay, what's my top favourite art medium? My top favourite is Caran d'Ache Neocolor 2s. So I cheated when it was favourite medium on the challenge, and I picked 3, which was gouache, Neocolors and coloured pencils. I would say gouache is my number 1 medium, but I wouldn't not use that without coloured pencils, so, or like without some details on top. So I don't know if that's cheating. But those are my top 3, I would say. I just have so many mediums that I love, and they're all good for different reasons. So asking a mixed media artist that is really, really tricky. Jennifer, I've trained you too well now. I'm like, wait, we're still doing this one reference? No timers? I've already done it twice and I'm number 3. I thought I'd go chill and just do the one reference, Jennifer. Anyone else who's on my Patreon will know we usually work quite fast, and there's usually more than one reference, but I thought I'd go chill, and I think for people who aren't used to drawing along with me, this is like a false sense of this is how I always work, but yeah, we usually go a little bit quicker and energetic, but I thought this would be nice just to chill, especially on such a like busy day for me. But I'm very impressed with your 3 already, Jennifer. Sandy, you've been making your own sketchbooks that have lots of paper. That's perfect. I made my own sketchbook for the Rome one, and I loved it. I definitely want to do that again. I'm just using darker greens now, so I've gone over a bit with my lighter ones, and I'm just starting to darken things up. I think up here I might add some trees on the hill, so we can definitely start adding in our own little touches that aren't on the reference. I don't know if these look like trees. I'm just going to dot around the page. So again, I don't really work in a set way in terms of where I'm working on the page. It's more of just where I want the colours. I'm just trying to build up some of this texture. It'd be nice to add like a little collage house or something there. I think that would be sweet. And again, I'm really not looking at the reference anymore. Just going by what I've put down on the page. So I use it as a base, and then I don't really look at it anymore. And that also helps me to sort of decide and make decisions myself. So I'm just going to stop on the green for now. I haven't added the darker here, but I want to move back onto the browns because I want to start adding on some texture to these cliffs. So if you think about the way the cliff is coming down, add your pencils based on that, rather than, like, we don't want to go horizontal because the cliff face is coming towards us. And I'm just going to keep swapping out to different browns for this as well. I don't seem to have any problems painting over the spine. I'm about halfway, so I think that does help. But generally I do find these can be quite squishable. I don't know if that's definitely not the technical term, but are you using a Royal Talons too, Angela? Samantha, your book was supposed to come yesterday but didn't. Oh, fingers crossed it will arrive today. It's keeping you on your toes for sure. You bought some Luminance coloured pencils, which you love, some Derwent Graphitint, tinted graphite, which gives a lovely finish for certain things. Love Derwent drawing pencils, muted nature colours. Yes, the Derwent drawing pencils are lovely colours. I really wish more places would do more natural muted tones, because that is definitely my go-tos. Like, I love a pop of colour, but I also really love the muted tones. And yeah, Luminance are definitely like number 1 for me. So I'm just darkening up. It's looking a little bit liney, which I'm not sure works, but let's see what we can do. Let's try and darken this area. I think that will help. So I might have to start varying it because I don't want it to look too straight. So I think if I make more organic lines, that will help. So as you can see, I'm just sort of trying things out, and if it doesn't quite work, then I'll change things up. Ali, you have so many really beautiful sketchbooks that I'm afraid to play in. Oh, Ali, they're made to be created in. So I know that you can get that first page fear. I do have a video all about that, so I totally understand. Sometimes setting yourself like a timer just to get going really helps. But there is a video on my channel if you need some more tips. It's like choosing your favourite child. Yes, exactly. Maxine, do I recommend Stillman and Byrne sketchbooks? I've only tried one Stillman and Byrne, which I think is the Zeta, the really, really smooth one. I've got a video where I talk about it, but it was too smooth for me. But I haven't tried enough to really give an opinion on any of the others. But there's a video on my page where I rank all my different sketchbooks. So I do share my thoughts about it in that one. Yeah, they do have good paper choices. The art creations is less intimidating, very inexpensive. Yeah, definitely. I really recommend that one, especially to people trying to like switch off their perfectionism. I don't know what this brown bit is really, but I think we can make this work. You can really see how it's starting to come together. I'm going to go darker again with my dark indigo. Again, just trying to build up that texture. Hi Paula. You're close to halfway through your book and loving it. Oh, thank you so much, Paula. That's so lovely to hear. Evie, you received your copy yesterday. It's a very lovely book. Thank you so much. It's so exciting that it's finally arriving to some of you. I know, not all of you, but hopefully soon. Yes, Derwent colour pencils are wonderfully soft. Thanks, Barb. Yeah, the drawing pencils were really, really nice. Which luminance colours have I used? Okay, so these are generally my favourites. The greens, so far I've used olive yellow and moss green. And my favourite dark one, which is dark thylacinine green. Blues, I've used genuine cobalt blue and ultramarine, and I also used light cobalt blue. So you can kind of see that I've gone dark, light and mid for all of these, which is how I'll work. So I'll go like darker tones of what was already on the paper, so you can definitely see that here. And then also for the lines on the sea, I've used, oh gosh, I can't say this, chrysocolor blue and malachite green. And then I think the browns, I used the Derwent drawing, which is warm earth. I've also used dark indigo and warm earth 70% for the browns. But I'm going to move back to here just to add in some of my grass textures. So this is where I can start to see it sort of come to life. It's just adding in these smaller marks. So basically where I've been quite loose and organic with my bigger marks, this is where I can really show a bit more intentionality of like, I am being a bit more precise with my marks. So I'm going smaller with my lines. Still pretty loose in that I'm trying to change the direction, but I think it really helps to make things look a little bit neater, but still loose. Rena, thanks for getting my name both a few weeks ago early in the morning and also now. Does the book, or can you now give some good resources for photo references? There is a, in the back, I've got some resources, references here. So I'll give you a little peek here. So you can see these references here. These are the ones I use: Pexels, Unsplash, Google Maps, and MapCrunch. So Pexels is generally where I'll go for images like this one, which you can see on the screen. But I also really recommend using your photo roll, using your holiday photos, using your family's holiday photos. I did that a lot for the book. So there's a drawing of the Taj Mahal in the book, which my sister took when she went there on business. So I use that as my reference. So if you don't necessarily travel as much, but you've got family members who do, it's always a really nice way to draw from their photos as well. I find that's really fun. Yes, Derwent drawing very, very smooth. Luminance found some lovely blues and lavenders. Luminance have some great colours for sure. I just wish they weren't as expensive as they are. Art creations are great. Oh, the bigger one, 8.5 by 11. I think that's like the almost A4 one here. Ali Moleskine has recently come out with some beautiful colours. Oh, have they? That's interesting. I used to use a Moleskine, but I haven't used one for years. Stillman and Byrne Nova sketchbook with different coloured papers. Oh, that sounds fun, Paula. I keep meaning to use a toned paper sketchbook. Julie, starting a new challenge helped you start a new sketchbook. Yes. You didn't realise how precious you'd become, especially with price hikes lately. Yeah, it does affect us like mentally, doesn't it? But really good tip about using using your challenge to get over any sort of fear. It's amazing how much our brain can hold us back. It's annoying, but it's always good to like assess and then see where we're at. So that's my coloured pencils. I'm going to move on to my near colours. So I'm going to use my favourite one, which is blue lavender or sky blue, just to add a little bit of detail here at the front. And then I'll probably add on some pink, just because I love that pink near colour. Christina, you use the Art Creation Sketchbook at the minute with how cheap they are. You glue 2 pages together and throw watercolour at it. It does buckle, but you don't mind for a beginner's one. Oh, that's a good tip. It feels like you can be a bit more experimental and try these things because you know that the paper and like the sketchbook itself wasn't too expensive, so it kind of means you can throw different materials, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, or you can glue things together. Yeah, that's really good. Rena, try Unsplash for royalty-free film grab for film stills on MapCrunch to be popped down anywhere in the world. All good suggestions, Amy. I really love MapCrunch. What are my top most used gouache convenience colours? Chromium oxide green, definitely. Cadmium yellow hue. And ultramarine blue. And of course white. Those are generally my most used. I also enjoy the Naples yellow. That's a really nice neutral. And I'd probably say maybe a portrait pink. But those would be my most used colours. They're the ones I know off the top of my head that I repurchase all of the time. I think I've added on maybe too many flowers. No, I quite like that. I think that's nice. I'm not adding any down here. I've got gouache all over my hand. So I'm going to add on my pink. So this is the salmon near colour. And I'm going to see if I can do this just to highlight some lines. So I don't necessarily use this for like adding on flowers, but I do use these colours just to go over some of my some areas that I want to highlight, rather than adding on new elements. I use it to highlight the lines that are already down, and I can add it to the front, but I don't know that I need to. I also do that with the lemon yellow. Got this tiny bit here. Just scribble this on, actually, because I like the way that looked. I don't know how well this is showing up. Sometimes it is quite subtle, but it does add a little extra. I'm just going to use this to go over my beach. And I might use a white and just try and add on a bit of suggestion of the waves here. So I'm just going over it quite scribbly. So I'm going a little bit looser again, but I think that works quite nicely. Now you have to be careful with Neocolors because you can't go over the top with pencils. So generally this stage is my last. Let's go nice rough waves here. I do have a Patreon tutorial for painting water. I think that looks quite nice. It's quite, again, it's quite subtle, but these little extras do make a difference overall when you like step back and see what you've done. Oh, sorry, I'm really behind on the chat. Paula, always impressed with how patient I am about adding layer upon layer. Mostly because I keep at it until I like it. And yeah, it's definitely a trust the process, but I've done it so many times now, I know that it will come together. I snapped my favourite light blue Neocolor as well the other day. I was too heavy-handed. Just sad, but still usable, so that's okay. Montmartre or Art Basics clear gesso on thin papers help make them more receptive to more art options. That's good to know, thanks Judy. Paint my photo. Oh, I haven't heard of that one. Drawing from your own photos is great, makes you look better. Yes, and also I feel like it helps you get better with photography. Because you're thinking more about like composition. Angela, the other thing you tried because of the Sketchbook Joy challenge was using a wide Posca pen in beige as a background. Yay! That's like my favourite one, Angela. I'm so glad that you tried it out and enjoyed it. Beige Posca is one of my like most repurchased acrylic marker for sure. I've just grabbed a jade green just to try and make this look a little bit more tropical. Again, it's quite subtle. But I think we're almost there, you know. I don't want to overwork it. And we have been about an hour. I'm just looking at this to see if I want to add anything else. I wonder if it would be nice to add in a bit of like warm yellow to the sky or warm pink. Because I don't think I need to add anything else here. It's a little bit flat in terms of there's no trees or anything on here. Like, I wonder if I add on, like, a little sun or something, just to make a bit more interest in the sky. I'll have a think. I'll see what you think as well. Hi, Nancy. Loving the lively summery colours in your painting. Oh, thank you. I am always hoping for summer in my sketchbook. So I'm always, like, bumping up the saturation. Kim, will I be doing another art challenge soon? You missed this challenge but may start it anyway. Certainly not soon, Kim. I might do one in the future, but I don't have any plans yet. Carol, something magical just happened. Amazon delivered my book while I was watching. Yay! Oh, I hope you enjoy looking through it, Carol. May, you're done with yours. Just scrub dried acrylic from your fingers. That's always a good sign of an art session. The green gold name again. Is that the gouache that you'd like? This one's Linden Green. Hey Laws, lovely to see you. You're late. No, don't worry. We have just finished though. But you can always watch the replay. Fen never snaps your Neocolors on purpose, but you like using the smaller bits in the tin to take with you on location. That's very, very true. All of my Neocolors I didn't snap on purpose. I've just been really, really heavy-handed. But it does make it more easy to take on location, and also it does mean I'm less precious with them. Hi Purple Ladybird Art, missed your live, looking great. Thank you. You can always watch the replay after this, it will be on the same link. Some birds, oh that's a good idea. Did you just say you snapped a Neocolor? I've seen people snap them intentionally to fit in a tin, which you really want to do but can't bring yourself to do it intentionally. Yeah, I never do it intentionally. But I accidentally did it just by like pressing too hard, which yeah, I do a lot because I am quite heavy-handed with my supplies. Which again, I think is going to be something I'm going to learn when I use watercolour to be a little bit more of a light touch. Oh, bye, Patty. Lovely to see you. Thank you so much for coming during work time as well. Fingers crossed your book will be there when you get home. Angela, March has bought blue skies and sun in Oxford. Oh, lovely. We have had blue skies for the beginning of the week, but today it was really foggy and grey. So I hope the sunshine comes back. It makes such a difference. Tara, you couldn't intentionally snap your Neocolours either. Oh, you bought some Swiss Colour Aquarelle to carry around. That's amazing. Oh, hi, Giselle. We are just wrapping up, but you can always rewatch on the replay. This was fun. See you next time. Thank you, Christiane. Fingers crossed your book will have arrived soon. Nancy, look forward to watching what you missed. This has been awesome. Oh, thanks. Thank you so much. Jade Neocolour. Yes, isn't it so nice? I'm aware I'm just sort of flailing my hands whilst I'm chatting to you, but that's okay. Oh, I'm so glad you enjoyed it, Jane. I think I'm going to add on... I'm going to use Fenn's suggestion and just add on some birds. Let's swap to a grey. That's my brother saying it looks alright. That's what he says. That's not grey. That's what he says about all my art, so we can all just ignore him. I don't usually add birds. I don't know if this looks a bit twee, the way that I've drawn it. Oh, I think I've done it too... I don't know if they look natural. Let me see if I add on a little bit of warmth here. Just a touch on the horizon, as if it's like just gone down or something. I just feel like it needs something. That's very, very subtle. I also really like this colour from Luminance. I also need to say that a big thank you to those of you who entered the giveaway. The winners have been picked, so I did a random generator and the winners have now been chosen. So check your emails because you might have won. So either a book plate or one lucky winner for an original painting and a signed book. So the winners have been chosen, so be sure to check your emails. It will be coming from Zoe from Quarto. So a huge thank you for entering and congratulations to the winners. You're overworking. Okay, time to step back then, Sandy, because I'm also doing the same. So I think I need to just stop. As I continue to add, I've said that, but yeah, I'm going to stop now. And we can always come back to it tomorrow. I think fresh eyes always helps to, you know, to see what we need to add in the morning. Eve, you dislike your end product, but you absolutely have some sketchbook joy. I'm really glad. That's really lovely to hear. Thanks, Eve. Oh, thanks, Laws. So glad you enjoyed the challenge. Amy, at least being heavy-handed, you get a travel stubs. Yes, exactly. Maybe it's a good thing. Thank you, Sandra. This challenge really got you using your sketchbook and supplies you've been creating almost every day for the first time in your life, and you love it. I'm so glad. It's always nice to like show the daily art because it was so transformative to my own practice. To be able to bring that to other people is really, really special. So I'm just going to take the reference off. It is linked in the look at my pile of Neocolours here. It is linked in the description if you haven't finished. My pages are curling, but I kind of just bend it back like this, which helps. I'm just going to catch up on the chat, but we are rounding off the stream now. Kristen, that was so much fun. Thanks for this wonderful challenge. Oh, I'm really glad you enjoyed it. Fingers crossed the book arrives soon. Gizzy, you're still at work. Plan on rewatching at home after your 12-hour shift. Just went on break now. Oh, I hope that work goes quickly for you. Oh, Carol cut all her Neocolours in half and love how easy it is to put together a little box. I have this box here, which does fit full length Neocolours in, but as you can see, most of them are tiny now, but it does just about fit them in. But that's always really helpful for when I go plein air. Thank you, Angela. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Rena, thanks for the last few weeks and the book. You enjoy your time with my fella. Thank you. Lots of references. Yes, totally understood. I'll share some beautiful pictures of the Somerset countryside when we're there for sure. Sorry, I'm not quite keeping up. There's a lot. Oh, well done, Alex. One of the winners. Except the Moongate one. That was good. Yeah, of course you would say that, Chris. Galaxy Girl, thank you so much. So glad you enjoyed the challenge. Thank you, Angela and Robin and Sab. Thank you. Oh, thank you all for your kind words. Just joining sadly in Australia, waiting for a cyclone to hit. Oh, I've heard about that in Queensland. I hope you're safe, Freya Boo. Wanting to pop in and say thanks for this challenge. You had a lot of fun. Oh, thanks, Danny. Hope you stay safe. Thank you, Jane. Off on holiday, walking in the Peak District, so we'll be taking your supplies. Oh, amazing. I hope you're able to get some art time in up there. La Mancha, thank you for being here. Yes, I just want to say a huge thank you for your support with the book, for all of your pre-orders, and for hanging out with me today, and also for taking part in the challenge. It's been such an amazing 30 days, and I really can't thank you all enough for your support, because it really makes my day when I get a message from you all, when I see your beautiful art, which is inspired by the challenge. And you're all just so lovely, so I really appreciate it, because this community is so special. I wouldn't have this opportunity without you, so I just want to say a big thank you, and I do thank you in the book, in the acknowledgements, for like my online community. So you really do mean the world to me, so thank you, everybody. So yeah, there's my finished one. It looks a little bit blown out because I've got my studio lights on because it's dark here, but I'll share a picture. I'm planning on taking a little Instagram break, but maybe tomorrow I'll do day 30. Let's see how we feel. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you, Anne and Judy and Anna. Oh, hi, Claire. Clary Lou from Instagram. I recognise your name. Thank you very much. I am incredibly proud. A lot went into this book, and I do talk a little bit more about the journey on my Patreon. But yeah, I am incredibly proud of how it turned out. There's a lot gone into it. But I'm so proud of it to be out in the world. Thank you, Barb. So nice to work with all. Oh, nice to work with you too, Barb. Thank you, Paula. Yes, that jade colour is really nice. Now I have to get that blue you mentioned. It's called sky blue, which it definitely isn't, but it's also, in French it's bleu lavande, which is more accurate. But yeah, in English it's sky blue. Really recommend this one. Claire, your book arrived when you got home from work. Yay! That will make up for the challenge ending. Hopefully you have a nice evening reading it. Thank you, Sandy. Thank you, Tara. Oh, it's so nice to see you. You're all so lovely. Oh, thank you. Where is this picture from? It's from Pexels. It's in Cornwall. There is a link down below. Oh, thank you, Mary. I sparked the joy of creating. That's so nice. Where can I get my book? This is so cool because now I can say it's available. There is a link in the description box here on YouTube with some bookstores where you can order it. You can also order it from your local bookshops, but just search Sketchbook Joy and there'll be lots of different options for you to for it to come up, and you can get your hands on this, which is a chunky little book. And yeah, so happy that it's all arriving to you. Enjoy my break. Thank you, Eve. Thank you, Christina. Thank you, Nina. You won a book plate. Yay, congratulations. Really enjoyed this challenge. Thank you, Camellia from Bucharest. Where did I purchase my clips? Some of them were from Japan, which doesn't help, but I think the green ones I got from the London Graphic Centre. But if you search Penco clips, I know that they are sold in America as well. So depending on where you are, you should be able to find them if you search for the Penco Clampy clip. They're really helpful. Thank you, Keiko. Hopefully Wahi won't keep you from your book for too much longer. Thank you, Cindy, and thank you, Patricia. Love the book, was late for the live, but we'll watch it later. Yeah, if you're watching on Catch Up, I hope you enjoy it, and anyone who's still here with my very long ramble at the end, if you have drawn along with me, or if you want to share that your book has arrived, please tag me on Instagram. It's been so nice to see all of your tags and mentions throughout the challenge and today as well. So thank you all for being so lovely. Hi, Lena. Thank you very much. I'm going to stop rambling now, but I just want to say a big thank you. And I hope you find your sketchbook joy. Hopefully the challenge has kick-started that for you. And if you've got the book, then that will be an ongoing creative find your joy sort of practice for you. So thank you so much, everyone. And patrons, I'll see you next week. Otherwise, I will be taking a little bit of a break from Instagram. Although, I mean, I've got a reel on Sunday, so maybe like a 2-day break, which after 30 days of constant, that feels like a little break. But yeah, I'll see you all soon. Thank you so much, and bye, everyone.